Okay, I think I'm going to start. I see there's not many people on, but we will make this recording available afterwards for hosts of the different tournaments to listen to and to be informed. The main reason for this afternoon's session is to discuss the theme of the conference, cultivating the coding ecosystem of the future. So I don't see today as discussing the practicalities of the tournament. Alistair's had another session last week, and you can ask them as you come closer regarding that. I just want to talk about the general theme of the conference and of the tournament. You've seen it all over in your on your posters, cultivating the coding ecosystem of the future. Just want to mute people here. Okay, so the important thing that I want to discuss with all hosts of sites is what we call the tangible roadmap. And I think it's important for everyone that's involved in the tournament to understand this, because the tournament is not in isolation. It's part of a bigger project in which we really want to impact learners' lives. So the first phase is the bottom left, and that's literally where the tournament is positioned. It's called Let's Play. So by Let's Play, we mean it's simply the kids that play rangers or tanks. So with the tournament, learners will come together, and at this stage looks like over 70 sites, over 10,000 of them, and they will be playing. The next phase in our roadmap is teacher training or teacher involvement. So this is where we say, okay, we've played with your kids. We now want your learners to take ownership, and your school and your teachers to take ownership of the project. The third one is we call it the academy phase, and I'll get more on that. This is where we talk about cultivating the future ecosystem. That's where we say, okay, now we've identified talent, and what do we do with this? It's not just about playing it. There must be more to this, and we're hoping that schools and tournament hosts, and specifically schools and teachers, will take ownership of this. And then the final roadmap is, we call it careers, and we've had Buhle Pikoli on this photo is our first example of someone that has gone through right from Let's Play through being cultivated as a student, supported, and is now a full-time software developer at the company S4. So that is the roadmap, and we want all hosts and all teachers and schools involved in the tournament to understand and see the bigger picture. So when we talk about training the teacher, and we would want you to, as hosts, to make sure the teachers are aware of this, Tangible Africa has what we call a 40-week syllabus, in which we cover 4 components. In the first term, we did design thinking. The second term, it was coding to build up towards the tournament. Next term, it will be computational thinking, and then the 4th term, digital citizenship. Now, teachers can be part of this training by doing online training. They don't need to gather in physical environments, although we sometimes do have physical training. So, for example, in the 3rd term, we will definitely have online training on computational thinking. We're also considering to repeat the online coding training, or coding and algorithms training, every term. So there's much more than just playing rangers when we talk about coding, and this training normally takes place over 3 to 4 weeks on an afternoon, 1 hour a week, and teachers can join us virtually. And we've just started talking today about kind of accrediting participating teachers based on different categories. This is very fresh, and we hope to sort this out by the time the tournament happens. So we're going to have teachers that are categorized as blue partners, bronze, silver, or gold. Now, for example, all teachers that bring their learners to Mandela Day to participate will be given the blue status. We still need to work out the technicalities of this, but it boils down to that a teacher could put on their CV or receive a certificate that they are a silver partner of the Tangible Africa project. We'll give you much more detail on this, but we're really excited about this. So teachers will be able to work towards a status which can be used on their CVs, etc. Now, cultivating the coding ecosystem. This is very important for us. Remember the context in which we run the whole project is the fact that there's a desperate shortage of software developers in South Africa, across the continent, and definitely in Europe and in America. And the unique problem, I think, across Africa is that millions of learners do not have access to computers. You might have heard the stats that 16,000 schools in South Africa don't have computer labs. So we are saying by playing rangers or tanks with your learners, you're first of all making them aware of coding. But there's something else that a teacher should be aware of. They should be able to say, okay, but all the learners won't complete the levels as fast as normally. So those that really click into this coding concept, we say they have a computational talent. So they will be the learners, whether they're in grade 4 or grade 11, that have the potential to one day become software developers after school. So our main purpose for these learners is to make sure the best that we can that they get a good matric. So we would ask teachers and hosts that's involved, see whether you can identify those learners, and then within your resources, consider some stuff to do that you can help those learners to work towards a good matric. Our focus in Tangible Africa is not to make them software developers. That's too early. It means nothing if they do some coding, but when they reach matric, they don't have very good final marks. So this takes different formats. We're privileged enough to have 2 or 3 academies. There's one in Tsomo in the rural Eastern Cape. We're running one here in Gqeberha. And then George Chirume in Milnerton is running tutoring for maths and coding. And we see that as part of our academies. This is obviously resource intensive, but academies is our dream for the future for regions all over the country. But there's also simpler ways to make sure that learners that have this computational talent get some good tutoring. And we hear that the things to focus on is obviously a good maths mark, and then good English, communication skills, and maybe science if it's really important. But even at a much lower level, just showing interest in a learner, just showing that we identify that he has talent or she has talent can mean a lot. We've got an example of a learner in a township in Gauteng that played our game last year, October, showed interest. Trudy, who met him now, contacts him now and then. And since last year, November till the end of March, his marks have improved by, on average, about 15 marks. So we are very happy about that kind of thing. And he's now on track to qualify as a matric, to qualify for a degree next year. And then the others, what we've seen is that individuals come forward and make sure that learners do not go after grade 7 to a non-functional school, that they at least go to a school where they can get good education up to matric. Some people want to, and it's probably important to maintain their interest in coding. For this, we're running the C# Coding Club online more or less once or twice a year. It's just to keep them interested. It's not the focus for us, but it's important to at least give them some further exposure to coding. There are many online lessons in Udemy, on YouTube, etc. After the Mandela Day, we will make known to all the hosts when the next C# coding club runs. This the kids do online on their phones with videos they watch and online student assistance. But the bottom line of this is that we want, especially teachers that do ranges at Mandela Day and take it back to their schools, to be vigilant to identify talent, and then to say how do we nurture this talent towards a good matric mark, and then ideally towards studying computers or coding after school. I got this email this morning from a parent in KwaZulu-Natal, in Chatsworth. She said, what you guys are doing is amazing, and a lot of the kids don't know the potential they have. You guys are offering a platform for them to truly discover themselves and how to push their boundaries. The passion I see in my boy's eyes when he talks about his time with coding at school is priceless. Now, we need to nurture this passion as tournament hosts, as teachers, as headmasters, and as parents. It's everyone's responsibility. Unfortunately, we from head office, Gqeberha, don't have the financial resources to do everything all over the country, but we are working towards that. But we want to make teachers, etc., aware of this vision. I just need to emphasize that what we do at Tangible Africa is not just about producing software developers one day. There are many other skills that are very important in the 21st century that need to be harnessed and that need to be improved: group work, communication, confidence, strategy, problem solving, achievement, and we can go on and on. Everyone that's played this game with learners will know that there's many skills happening and being enhanced while they play the game. So let's not just focus on the kids that are future software developers. All our learners can benefit from playing this, and we must make sure that they understand that. Good news. This is our first draft of the Mandela Certificate of Recognition, Mandela Day. So the idea would be that hosting sites or schools could request this certificate from us. I think we're going to do a slightly editing on this. The background is not dark enough. So we would want then host afterwards or beforehand request the electronic version. We don't have the resources to print all the certificates, and then hosts can print out these certificates to acknowledge to learners who have attended, and this will be voluntary for hosts. And then just a few logistical arrangements. If you are not aware yet, you can order your own poster that's customized for your site. I'll give you the email address just now where you can get the link. So we order these on a Google form. Anneke Sharp will then go to the Google form and create your own electronic poster. I believe they have been speaking to you about the voluntary food drive. The bigger Mandela Day global event has food security as one of the two main themes. The other one is climate change. So just to be part of the food security theme, we are saying that any tournament that wants to do this is voluntary, can challenge schools and learners that come to the day to each bring a non-perishable food item. And then it's over to the school to decide how, or the host to decide how to distribute this. I must repeat that this is voluntary, but it would be good if you start informing us that you are going to do this. The Mandela Foundation is aware of this, so it would be good if we have facts of tournaments going for the food drive to keep us updated. Towards the build-up of Mandela Day, I'm trying to have a daily presence on LinkedIn and Facebook. So if you're aware of any build-up events, whether it's just training or kids getting together over the holidays, please send me photos. It helps to create the vibe towards the 18th of July. All hosts that have not joined our Facebook page, it's called Tangible Africa. Please like that. On the day, not yet, on the day, we're going to make this open to all hosts to post at least one photo of the day on this page so that the whole country can experience the vibe. You might be aware that we also have a separate activity for foundation phase schools. They won't be competing, but they will be doing one of the boats lessons. regarding coding. And so far, we've got over 300 schools or teachers that have registered for that event. They will also be reporting on the day on the Facebook page. So to be part of the national kind of vibe, the best place to be around the 18th of July will be on the Facebook page. And then just the last kind of a warning that the special prices, the discount prices towards Mandela Day are only relevant up to next Friday when the schools close. We're trying to encourage hosts to order these games, but we can't just keep on forever. Hopefully by the time the school closes, that will be done. So if you could just warn your teachers and your learners that the special prices are relevant up till the 23rd of June. The normal game pack is 150 Rand. This one will be, at the moment, they selling for 75 Rand, which is a very good special. Yeah, and that is the email address for any queries, info@livofoundation.org. I want to encourage you to order your posters as soon as possible. You can imagine if Anneke has to do 80 posters, at some stage there's going to be a bottleneck. So I think she's starting to work on the posters hopefully early next week. So please make sure that you order your posters on time. It will be an electronic poster that you receive that you can use on social media. We prefer if you don't design your own ones. Let's try and keep a constant kind of image of the tournament across the country and across Africa. Okay, thanks for your time. I don't want to waste your time. But I would also encourage people like Krish, I see you online, if you can from tomorrow distribute this recording to all your tournament sites, please, because it's really important for us that the people have the bigger picture of what we're trying to achieve through this whole movement. But thank you very much. Have a great long weekend, and let's be ready for the 18th of July. Thank you. Bye. Something I forgot to mention during the presentation is the importance of us as HQ at Gqeberha finding out about learners that have been identified and what we are doing across the country and the continent to nurture that talent. You will understand that this project is a sponsorship driven, and it's very important for us to be able to give feedback to the sponsors of, for example, Mandela Day, say in 6 months' time, of the impact of what we are doing. So we really want to encourage you to keep us updated if you are aware of any learners that have been identified and their road ahead. Thank you.